Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday morning. It is November 5th. As I record this, it's about 8:45 a.m. in the morning. I have a slight cold, so my voice might be a little off, so bear with me. Bear with me. Of course, Miss Ella here woke up at her regular time this morning and informed me that even though there is a time change, the feeding time has not changed for her. Breakfast is still served for Miss Ella at her regular time. Doesn't so much matter with Teddy. He was snoozing. He probably would have snoozed for another hour or two. But this one right here, she's a different one, aren't you? Aren't you? You good now? You good? She's hilarious, y'all. All right. Times like this, we need a little soft touch of a puppy sometimes. We really do. Really do. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how manly, womanly, whatever you are. This little puffball right here will just reduce you on down, man. Won't it? Get that right. All right. Go bother Teddy. Go harass him, son. He needs it. He deserves it. He's always in trouble. Teddy's always in trouble. All right, folks. We'll cover a couple of things here. Chaos hitting close to home here. I'll tell you about that. A little bit of chaos, a slice of chaos for sure. A good argument, and this was brought up, this has been brought up before in the comments of my other videos, and it was brought up again in the last comment or two. I forget who said it. I think it was probably more than one person said that there's a good argument, you can make a good argument that World War III has already started. And in fact, I know one person said has in fact started back in 2020. And you could make a good argument. That got me to thinking in more detail, and I'll go through that. And I also have a bonus verse for today. It is Sunday, and they are both encouraging. And I think it will greatly benefit somebody out there. So do stay tuned for the verses of the day. So, first, I got to cover this. Hitting close to home. Now, last night, about 10 p.m., like I monitor, there's a group, a neighborhood, like community group that I follow pretty closely. And about 10 p.m. last night, it was reported that there was a heavy police presence at a local restaurant here. And it's only about, I don't know, this is only a couple of miles from our neighborhood right here. And so definitely I'm like, okay, what's up? This is unusual. This doesn't happen here much. Heavy police presence and at this restaurant and along the main road that goes through town. And come to find out, there was a shooting. Now, I'm still trying to get more detailed information, but as of last night, there was a shooting reported. Apparently, a vehicle was shot at, and the person inside was shot, and they pulled over in this restaurant to get help. And there was also reports that cops and state patrol were also along the main road with flashlights, and it was like they were looking for somebody. Again, don't know any other details. However, this is kind of unusual for this area. Now we have the theft and all that kind of stuff you see everywhere, but this, like a shooting on the road, like while somebody's driving, I mean, that's usually reserved for Metro Atlanta or Atlanta, but you know, we are on the outer edge above the northern suburbs of Atlanta, so the tentacles keep getting closer to us. And I could talk about Atlanta for a long time, but I'm from there. I originally lived near right in there. So anyway, it's just sad, and it's coming to your neighborhood if it's not already. I hear from a lot of you a lot as well about, in the Midwest or even places like Kansas and Idaho and you name it, Arkansas, you're seeing a lot more of this. And I believe two things. I believe that the crime is just continuing here inside the United States, and it's everywhere. and unrest, fire, unrest is worldwide. It's all over. It seems like it's all over the world, and people have just gone dang crazy. Uh, dang crazy. Just look at stuff, and you're not even hearing half of it. You really aren't. I mean, if you really dig, it's truly frightening. Chickens are coming home to roost. This is the phrase that made this popped in my head while watching some video of these massive protests that were taking place in Washington, D.C. yesterday. They'll probably continue today. What are these people doing? Do they work? Do they have to work? I guess they don't have to. They're probably being paid somehow. But I mean, is that their life? I don't get it. I guess we're different. But massive protests, thousands and thousands and thousands of them poured in. And then there's video of them trying to break down. It looked like they came dang close to breaking down the fences around the White House. And they're sticking flags and fighting through the fence with the Secret Service. What a sad, it kind of reminiscent of video you saw back in 2020, which made me think in turn of the war that started in 2020. Who's this war really against? I'll kind of go through that here. It made me think, and I just jotted some things down. But also thought about what would happen if you or I tried to climb that fence like that and fight with the Secret Service. What would happen to us? What do you think? Do you think you'd be free right now? Do you think you'd be at home? I don't think so. Would you be walking around like a free person as the citizen that you are? No. But I'm sure these folks are. What does that say? Also, I saw a thing where I may have mentioned this before, that speaking of them, it looks like no other country in the Middle East is willing to take refugees from the Gaza area. Nobody else wants them. What does that say? That's telling. It's very telling. Yet thousands are risking life and limb holding these silly signs. Now, Second Amendment gives you the right to protest and to right, to assemble. I don't know about graffiti on national statues, fighting with the Secret Service. I don't know if that's covered. Destruction of property. I don't think that's covered. Fighting. I don't know. Assault. Other various crimes. The barbarians are at the gates, are through the gates. Also had that thought back in 2020, and they were, and they are. Are they going to be investigated by that three-letter agency? I doubt it. Did the war really start in 2020? Well, let's look. The national debt just keeps rolling up. Again, who's this war against? We have record national debt. We have inflation that is not stopping. No matter how they try to word it, like it's rising slower. Like that's a victory. That's a craziness. It's still rising. You got home mortgages have doubled. Not to even say anything about insurance, property taxes. Speaking of taxes, taxing us 6 ways to Sunday. The fleecing of the middle class, absolute disappearing it in the process of it. Average cost of an automobile is about $45,000 to $50,000. You're going to pay about the same for a fairly a fairly new, or not, a used vehicle that's not that old. You're going to pay about the same price. So you're just kind of screwed either way, unless you just get a beater car and try to get lucky and get one that don't die on you in the next month. Crime out of control, and we're only hearing a fraction of it. The border down there is wide open. It's wide open. I heard a clip yesterday from, Dawg and I watching a clip on TV from that Senator Kennedy, the older guy. I think he's from Kentucky, maybe. That guy's a gem, man. He's a gem. He threw it down. I don't know I forget who he was talking to, But it was like one of these hearings. And he's like, the border's wide open, y'all. And you're concerned about this silly stuff. What's the deal? I mean, and if you say anything bad about it, then you're considered racist. I mean, American people don't think that way. I mean, we close our doors, and most people lock their doors at night for a reason. But yet we leave the border wide open and don't vet anybody. And just asking for trouble. What other country does that? What other country does that? The Middle East is on fire. Eastern Europe is on fire. The Indo-Pacific and parts of Asia are smoldering and a lot of smoke. And where there's smoke, there's usually fire to follow. Democracies are just disappearing in South America. You got the just atrocious withdrawal of Afghanistan. What was that, a couple of years ago? Chinese spy balloons going all over the place. They're probably all over the place now. You don't hear about them. All that money going to a black hole in Ukraine. I'm sure it's going to the big guy in some way. There's a lot of chatter about bank failures coming. Don't know, really. I'm not a financial expert. Might want to keep some cash out, y'all. Seriously, at all times. You seeing a trend here? Or are you seeing a trend? Now, who would vote for that? Who would vote for? I want more of that. I want to pay double for homes, automobiles, and gasoline and food. Food. I mean, we know about that. Who goes into the booth and says, "I want more of that. Let me vote for that"? Who does that? Yet we know what will happen. We know what will happen next year, don't we? We will have more of it. If we even get to an election, are we going to have an election? Well, we know what will happen. Yes. Okay, few updates, Middle East. There is an ongoing hostage situation, at least as of this morning, in Hamburg, Germany, at their airport. This is a big airport. A Turkish man drove through barricades. Again, what's the deal with driving through barricades and just regular passenger vehicles? I don't get it. But anyway, broke through security. Apparently had his 4-year-old daughter with him. This sounds like kind of a custody battle kind of situation, but they're calling it a hostage situation. It brought out the German special forces, and they're trying to talk this guy down or something. I don't know. Weird. Where's Dirty Harry when you need him? We need Clint Eastwood from Dirty Harry, especially these airport situations. If you watch those old movies. Anyway, okay, I digress. We got another United States carrier group going through the Suez Canal into the Red Sea. It looks like it's going towards Iran. That's wonderful, I guess. Israel's called up all of its reserves. Maybe the first time they've ever done that. Is this biblical or what, y'all? More attacks on United States bases in Syria. And then again, you could ask, why are we even there? Why we have all these bases everywhere? Ain't no wonder they're attacked. Anyway, all right, I'm getting to the verses. I'm getting this too long on this. All right. Hebrews. I don't know if I've read from Hebrews in a while, but I ran into this one last night, and this is good for as preparation-minded folks. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7 says, "By faith Noah, being warned by God concerning events as yet unseen, and reverent fear constructed an ark for the saving of his household. By this he condemned the world and became an heir of the righteous that comes by faith." Follow the Lord, follow God. Amen. As in the days of Noah, y'all. And also, verse of the day on the Bible app. I just got to read it. It's a pretty good one. Okay. It would help if I say which one. Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 says, "You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Amen. And I just made some notes. I mean, we are the light of the world. in such a dark world right now. This is a world of darkness right now overall. It really is. And as people of God, we can be the light. We are the light. And we can show that. And it's like, well, dog, how can you change a lot of things? You can treat somebody like you want everybody to treat it. That's all we can do. It starts with us individually. And we can carry this out. We can be the light in our actions, in our faith, showing our faith. And we can do it just in a simple way of being kind, you know, to people, strangers even. You may not get it returned. However, you're doing your part. And it plants a seed in that person. And even if they were indifferent or didn't respond, they're thinking about it. Believe me, they're thinking about it. So you don't know what they're going through either, you know, and it can't be hidden. Show it in simple ways, if nothing else. We can be ambassadors of Christ. All right, let's stay close to Jesus. Whew. And keep in prayer. Share your thoughts. God bless you. I'll see you soon.